don't you worry about me. I'm not afraid of that pasty little... Welcome, test subjects, to the final part of our Godzilla-thon. We have seen Godzilla in many places now, from adaptations to original stories, in space, in time, over the course of many years. But now we come to his final destination, Hell! How did he get here? Well, Godzilla has died before, so just assume it was one of those times. Godzilla in Hell is 5 issues long, with different writers and artists creating their own unique tales of his journey through the underworld. Most of the comic is silent, save for the roars of the King of the Monster. But can even he overcome the worst place not on Earth? Arriving in Hell, he is immediately confronted by the message to all who venture too close. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. A sign that Godzilla immediately destroys before moving on. So is that confirmation that there is no hope, or is it that Godzilla is bringing hope to Hell? Inside a city full of demonic eyes and faces, what should he come across but a hellish nuclear plant? But the smokestacks are expelling something quite different into the air. Namely, a tentacled horror that Godzilla smashes underfoot. In the distance, Godzilla sees a cloud of damned souls. Countless numbers of them. They swarm through the King of the Monsters like a storm until Godzilla emerges into the eye of it and is faced with himself? A bloody and scarred version? Curiously, Godzilla examines it, and it transforms into this abomination. He fights valiantly against the creature, but it's too much, eventually devouring him whole. Unfortunately for this demon, it's not the first to have tried that trick, and Godzilla destroys it from the inside out. However, the rocks he is on collapse, leading him into the next level of this abyss. He next encounters demonic versions of other monsters, like Rodan and Anguirus, as he goes through endless wastelands, some of ruined cities, others of ice and water. They are filled with devastation and failure. Perhaps the failure of other monsters to overthrow their king? Even another king, Ghidorah, waits for him as it creates a whirlpool that sucks Godzilla down into the next level. It is here where we see what could be a memory of how Godzilla arrived in Hell. A battle with Space Godzilla in Rio de Janeiro. Humorously enough, there seem to be some Easter eggs in the battlefield. A Power Rangers helmet, the SHIELD supercarrier from the Marvel series. Anyway, the fight rages for a few pages, obliterating everything around them, including the statue of Jesus, before their own combined blasts blow up the entire planet. Sure, it could have been them destroying the entire planet that put him there, but personally I think it was the blasphemy of destroying that statue. Ah, but he first arrives in Purgatory, and is met not only by an army of angels with Mothra wings, but indeed God himself. Or rather, Yahweh. It demands that he submit and serve peace, but Godzilla refuses to obey, crushing an angel between its hands before being sent down to Hell. Unfortunately, Space Godzilla evidently arrived before he did, and is serving Hell, the demons alongside it being ordered to consume Godzilla's heart from the inside out. Fortunately for him, it seems the angels still have use for Godzilla, for they arrive in force to defend him and empower him. He defeats the demonic Space Godzilla, and the angels say that he shall now serve them in the battle against Hell. And Godzilla blasts the portal to heaven closed. Both demon and angel alike try to start worshipping him, but he just chomps on a few of them and walks off. What is a mob to a king? What is a king to a god? What is a god to a non-believer? Godzilla. Still in Hell, Godzilla successfully defeats both King Ghidorah and Destoroyah. However, as he walks off, their injuries heal themselves, and they get right back up to resume fighting. They impale him, they decapitate him, and like them, he just gets right back up again. Noticing a wall surrounding the destroyed city he's in, he tries to blast it, but it seems indestructible. Eventually, after felling him again, the two enemies turn on each other, which allows Godzilla to resume his work in destroying the wall. The other monsters notice and try to attack him, but their own combined blasts open up a hole in it. Godzilla goes through it, but everything he left fades away as he leaves. As he enters the final leg of his journey, the void gives way to drastically changing weather. Rain, hail, and snow push him back as he keeps on journeying, eventually reaching a waterfall of blood and a narrow bridge onwards. The bridge collapses under him into a chasm of spikes that he, of course, just whips through like they were nothing. But these spikes are home to demonic creatures, just wings and teeth as they swarm at Godzilla, who finally ceases his journey when he reaches the tallest mountain in hell. The mountain has a mighty creature atop it, barely visible amidst the storm and cloud at the top of the mountain, and its entryway into the sky. Godzilla tries his atomic breath, but it seems the journey has finally taken its toll on him, for he can barely puff out some smoke. Probably should have taken a break after that fight with Space Godzilla. You know, munch down a few more angels and demons like energy bars. He tries to climb the mountain and face the creature, but it just causes landslides that bury him back to the base. Knowing that he can go no further, Godzilla finally resigns himself to his fate and allows the Hellbats to devour him, leaving him as nothing more than a pile of bones, another victim of hell. But then the now fattened Hellbats open their eyes and puff out a little smoke of their own, each roaring in their own tiny way like their meal. And soon the Hellbats make themselves into a makeshift flesh for the Godzilla bones, trillions of creatures screaming like Godzilla and attracting the monster's attention. Each of the Hellbats fires a beam of atomic breath that vaporizes the Guardian on top of the mountain. And thus the Hellbat-formed Godzilla marches up the mountain and finds a torii gate at the top, a Japanese gate that symbolically marks the transition from the mundane to the sacred. And as Godzilla enters the gate, the words of the Buddha echo in the air. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you, not by angels or demons, heaven or hell. And Godzilla emerges from an ocean back onto a new Earth, reborn once more. And thus ends Godzilla's journey through hell. You can't keep the big G down. And in the end, I think this really proves the superiority of science to magic and mysticism. Coincidentally, that's why I think we should be renaming this series Test Tube of the Damned. And, of course, are you done?
Yes.
Then skedaddle before I put you in one of your precious test tubes.
Righto! I'll just, scooch past you. Yeah.
And as for you, my children, I'll see you in October.